Hey, how you doing? Welcome to part 2 of LinkedIn event training. So the idea is that we want to use LinkedIn events to populate our own private mailing list, whether that be MailChimp, ActiveCampaign or wherever. So in the last video I showed you how to create the actual event itself using LinkedIn and or getting an assistant or a virtual assistant to do that for you. In this video we're going to show you how to basically invite people to that event and promote it, and then in the next video, the third part of this little trio, is we're going to basically show you how to download and capture that data and then populate your mailing list. So let's crack on. So before we dive right in, I just want to remind you, please be sweet and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am a small YouTuber and I've been putting a lot of effort in over the last couple of years to bringing you videos that basically help you do what you need to do on your daily marketing and digital activities. So let's dive over to my left-hand monitor screen, where you can see in the last video I had created the event. It's been posted and published on the company business page within LinkedIn, and we'd left it whereby it was now giving me the option to invite people. If for any reason you are struggling to find this, sometimes it's not always the easiest platform to find your way around, you can just go back to your company page. On the right hand side it will show you the events that are going on. When that populates, the event you've just created will be listed, and then you can click on it and that will bring you back to this screen, just in case you are having a few challenges finding your way. Now what I want to do, obviously the share button here is a bit like anything else. You can share it in a post, you can send it to people, you can copy the link, you can put it on Twitter, Facebook. That general promotional activity is kind of, you know, everyday sort of activities that you can imagine to use. You could copy the link, for example, and put it in an e-newsletter, that kind of thing. Okay, so what I want to show you here though is the invite button, because there is a strategy and a method to my madness, shall we say. Obviously it's going to be presented with a whole list of all the different connections that you've got. So obviously if you want to invite 1,000 people, you have to be connected to over 1,000 people to begin with, otherwise you're going to be stuck not having enough opportunities to invite people. Now the beauty and the trick to this is you have to select the area or like the company or whatever the genre is of people that you want to invite to the event. So let me just select Milton Keynes, which is where I'm based. Now because I've done that, there is actually this button in the top, or this checkbox in the top left corner, which when I select it will populate instantly with the 50 people it instantly presents to me. Now I'm just going to unselect that for a second to show you a little strategy. Now the challenge you have is if when you scroll down to the bottom of those 50 people, you can see that there it was just populating with a whole bunch of other people, and as I keep scrolling down a little bit by little bit like this, okay, you have to keep waiting for it to basically repopulate. The easier thing to do is to actually hold down this little bottom arrow at the end of the scroll bar and just keep on scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. Now obviously 1,000 people is a large number, and obviously depending on your internet connection and how sort of fickle LinkedIn is being today, you just keep sitting here and scrolling, and eventually it will say, well, you know, there's 1,000 people that you might want to invite to your event. We've suggested 1,000, and it will actually get to a point where it will stop. Now I'm going to sit here and just do that for you so that you can see, but essentially when I've got 1,000 people populated into this list and I can't scroll any further, that's when I need to click that checkbox at the top next to the green and select everybody in one go. Okay, so as you can see, the list has stopped populating. Whether I've got to 1,000 or not, I don't know. I don't think I know that many people in Milton Keynes, but I'm going to release the cursor. Okay, and now what I can do is I can move my mouse up here and select. Now it will take a second, and actually what it ends up doing is saying that I've got 318 people who are connections on LinkedIn that are connected with the Milton Keynes area, which is great. So I can invite all of these people now to this test event. Obviously I'm not going to do it because I don't actually want them to get that notification in their inbox. Okay, so when you've done that, that invite now goes out to all of those different people, and basically you can repeat the process maybe for Aylesbury or, you know, a different part of the location or wherever it is that you want to do. So you can repeat that. That whole entire process can be repeated per event. It can be repeated for different events that you're running as many times as you want. But overall, as an account holder, the moment you hit 1,000 invites having been sent, basically you are prevented from inviting anybody else until 7 days lapse. And then in 7 days time, you will find that you can do this. So as I mentioned already, this is a great way of putting a reminder in your marketing diary to do this as a weekly activity for all of the different networking events and other things that you do. Now, once you've got that event populated and all of those invites have gone out, that's kind of job done for this second part of the video and this little process. What we're going to do in the next video is find an event I've already done this with, go and see who is basically engaged, liked it, whatnot, and then I'm going to show you how to download and put that content or those people, those recipients into your mailing list. So that's coming up in the next video, part 3.